Hi quilting friends, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to our little classroom. We are enjoying your company and going through 12 days back to school. Are you excited? Today's blog is so much fun, and today's lesson I wanted to teach you how to make a simple 4-patch. Yesterday we work on a 9-patch and we work on a nice big pieces. Look at the gorgeous blocks that we have made. We made 4 of those, and look at nice big size pieces. But today I want to take it a little smaller and show you how easy it is to make a 4-patch with 2 beautiful strips. Before we start, I want to welcome anybody that is just joining us in. We're working on this Valley Ranch quilt, and it's a beautiful quilt. It's a sampler with 12 different designs on it. We're gonna take 12 lessons for the next 12 days, and through those lessons we're not only gonna make the blocks, but we're going to practice and learn new things and explore quilting in all new fun way. I hope you are here excited about it and you joining us in. If you need a kit, we have a regular kits on our website. Those kits every day on our blog, I post which fabrics you have to cut for the next day, which block you cutting for the next day. You have to have a pattern to be able to cut all of the pieces, and we also have a kit that it's completely pre-cut for you guys, completely pre-cut. So if you want this kit, we have them available on our website, and the lessons will stay forever and ever, so you can join us anytime. You can watch now, get the kit, and start it 12 days from now and have some fun. For all my guys and girls that are doing their regular kit, I have a chart for you guys, so follow the chart every time you preparing yourself for cutting, because you're gonna need your pieces pre-cut, and we today get right into the lesson. If you want to refresh cutting, go back to tomorrow's lesson because we did a basic cutting. Now, I could not help myself and I browsed through the pattern and I picked another block. Do you see what I'm teaching you? You do not have to go one after the other blocks that are in the pattern. You can choose the easier blocks and build it up and start grabbing the more difficult ones. But with those first few blocks, you're gonna review your cutting, you're gonna review your 1/4-inch seam allowances, and then you're gonna be ready to take on any challenges as we come to it. Now this block, what it's fun about it, it's block number 4, has little 4 patches and it has a square in the center, but the assembly of the block, it's the same assembly than our basic 9-patch. Look at this, we're growing already and building on those skills that we have learned yesterday. As usual, I want to show you both color option. We have the basic color option with twinkle fabrics on it. In this one I have a beautiful reds, orangey red, and a yellow for the center, 1 square. Then I have a light 4 background squares. For my scrappy option, I did 2 different reds. For my little 4 patches, yellow in the center, and also for light for the background right here. Now let's start it. For 4 patches, you're going to use 2 strips. I'm going to push this pattern to the side. You're going to be using 2 strips. I could not help myself. This is so exciting. I went ahead and sewed it up, all my strips. I was just so happy to do it. I love making 4 patches with strips. I like to match my strips right sides together. I use a nice 1/4-inch seam allowance, and we learned yesterday how to measure your 1/4. You can measure right here, or you know now if you cut these strips are 1.5 inch, so 1.5 plus 1.5, it should be 2.5, because 1/4-inch and 1/4-inch is gonna go away, so it should be 2.5. So I can open it up and check, make sure that it's nice and even. If it's a little bit bigger, your strip set, it's okay, because we're gonna do something today. We're gonna trim our units when they're finished. But if we already, when you sew 2 strips and they're too small, already you can tell that you need to fix your 1/4 inch seam allowance. And sometimes it's just by tapping on your sewing machine and moving your needle just 1 stitch to the right or to the left to adjust it, okay? So right there, I'm gonna now, after finish sewing, and once you sew your strips, make sure you perfectly match beginning and the end, put pins through it, and make sure you're not pulling on your strips as you sewing. We like to do that sometimes, and I keep my light strip on the top because it's easier for me to see it. Once you stitch it, you're gonna go ahead and open your strip set just like this, and you're gonna gently press it, and you can use a finger pressing or you can use a little tool like this, and you're gonna gently press it. Now make sure the strip is open all the way, because the most mistake that it happen that we don't open all the way right here. I like to finger press and just prepare for my ironing, and when I press with my iron, I truly press. I push it down, I press it. Sometimes you want to do the rotations, but I worry about the fabric sliding, so the pressing from the top works the best. I mimic my iron. I don't have an iron right here. Maybe for next lesson I bring a really cute irons. We just got some really fun ones. So look at this. Once you open your strip set, you can go ahead and iron it really nice. This one was already ironed, so I'm gonna put it in front of me, and now all that you have to do is cut units from it. Those units need to be 1.5 inch wide. I'm using my fun little 6.5 by 6.5 inch ruler. I'm gonna go ahead, just like we did it before, match on the top, match on the bottom, and match right here, and I'm gonna cut my units. All that I'm worried about it is measuring this part and cutting. If the fabric strip is a little bigger, that's okay. I'm gonna show you in just a little bit what's happened once we have our 4 patches put together. Then we have little room to trim. 1.5, nice and accurate. Another one, and also many times I like to make sure that my that this seams is matching right here with my middle line right there. So if your lines are not coming together, there is a line, there is a line, there is a line, you can see it right there, and make sure that you have your ruler lined up nice and straight. You don't want to cut it accidentally like this or like this. It's not gonna give you nice 4 patches as you going to be making them. So nice and even cutting. You're gonna keep cutting enough so you can make 4 patches. All the directions are in the pattern, how many you need to cut. Now look at this. For 1 4 patch, I need 2 of those units. I'm gonna gently rotate this way. Now because I have pushed the seam allowance towards the dark, now when I place those 2 pieces together, my seam allowances are going in the opposite direction and they nest perfectly. Again, I'm going to place a pin in the front and in the back of the seam, just this way. I'm gonna start stitching. As soon as I finish stitching, look how pretty it looks. I'm gonna go ahead, open it up, and now in the back I'm gonna pull the seam and open it up. I'm gonna press it. As soon as you press it, it's time to press it with an iron from the top, and then you can place your ruler right over and check, oh, I need a little trimming. When I lined my ruler, I love to line it up where I have my 1/2 inch right here, but notice this line that it's going right through the middle of my block. It's hitting the center. Perfect, that's what I wanted, and I'm gonna gently hold with my hand and I'm gonna trim it. And now I can rotate this and trim it the other end. All right, look at this. Fantastic. Again, I'm looking at the lines. It should hit it at 1 1/4. The crossing is at 1 1/4 right here. This line needs to go through the middle, hit the points. I'm gonna have a nice cute little 4 patches, and I'm gonna be making those quite a bit. And with this strip piecing technique, you can achieve them really nice and fast. I love this technique for little 4 patches. Why didn't I use that technique for my first block? Because I wanted you guys to do the basic 101 quilting and a simple 9 patch where you can just cut the square and then go ahead and do a little 9 patch. You can do 9 patches with the strip piecing technique. In this case, you'll be piecing 3 strips, 2 light and 1 dark. For the second set, you will be doing 2 darks and 1 light. For the third set, repeat the strip set the same than here. But I didn't want to start there. I want to start from the basic and build up on it, and now teach you the strip piecing technique. So once you have a lot of beautiful 4 patches done and they're all squared out, now you can start laying out your block, and you know how to lay out a simple 9 patch. Look at this. It is a simple 9 patch, except right here we have a little nice detail. This is teaching you that you can go ahead and take a simple design and build in each unit. So if you have a 9 patch, you could go ahead and make quarter square triangles here, half square triangles here, all those fun other shapes, and immediately that block changes to something incredible. Or you could fussy cut flower and have a flower in each corner. So look at another fun, simple 9 patch and how much you can do with it. I laid up my block. I paid attention that all the pieces are going towards the center right here. Now notice it that I'm going to be sewing it into the rows. This is going to be my row number 1, 2, and 3, but I'm going to do exactly same thing that we learned with our first block. I'm placing my pieces right sides together just like this. I'm going to go ahead, center it up, put a pin in the middle. Look at this. Put a pin in the middle. I have to pay attention that I have little 4 patches here, and I want to make sure that my seam allowance doesn't get turned over as I'm stitching, because I'm gonna be having this solid piece on the top, and right here there is the seam. And right here, look at that seam was going against the machine. So guess what I like to do is I pin my seam so that way when I approach it, I pay attention to it and it doesn't flip the wrong way. Or you could turn the pieces this way and stitch. I don't like to rotate because I'm trying to keep everything in line. Then stack them and go and sew. So everything is organized. You're gonna sew 1, 2, 3, open, put these pieces on the top, sew, pay attention to your seam allowances. Now as soon as you do that, look at this, you have an incredible block right here, another one and another one. Look how cute. Now I have 3 rows, so now we can go ahead and place them right sides together, and look at this, our seams are looking so nice. I'm gonna pin in the front and in the back of my seam allowance, holding nicely my seam allowances, so as I stitch nothing turns over, and then I can have a beautiful results. And you know, gently stitch, use beautiful thread, 23 2312 is a great color. 2312, 2310. This thread is from Orville, would be wonderful to use it. Make sure you stitch it. Once you finish stitching, you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this side, and I have a gorgeous block ready for you. And remember guys, we learned something. We have open those cute little centers, and yesterday we learned how to open right here. So notice what a wonderful transitions through this block. Once you have your block finished, you're gonna go ahead, grab a ruler, put it right over and trim it to exact 6.5 by 6.5 if needed. Just cleaning up some of those threads and trimming and prepping your blocks is wonderful. And today's homework, guys, we made one. You need to make 7 more of those cute little blocks. But look at this, they are just so sweet. And with your new technique of strip piecing 4 patches, this should be a breeze. I love that you stopped by today. Happy quilting, and I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow for another lesson. Don't forget to visit our blog to find out what block we're doing tomorrow, so your fabrics are cut and ready to sew with me. Happy quilting!